Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be telling you guys what the best drift cars are in Grand Theft Auto Online, as well as some beginner tips on how to get started drifting. So I am certainly not the best, but I saw an article on the GTA forums by Fireboy748 that was discussing this topic, sort of the best drifting cars and the best ways to drift. And when I'm making this video, it is the final day of it actually snowing in online, which is apparently way better for drifting. Obviously, it makes everything a lot more slidey and slippery, so that's going to be pretty cool. So before we jump into how to go about drifting, let's talk about some of the best drifting vehicles. And the Doomsday Heist added a fair number of some of the better drifting cars in the game. The Yosemite actually drifts quite nice. Same with the newly added Anis Silvestre, the Sentinel Classic, the Comet Retro Custom from the 2016 update. But let's take a look at some other really nice drifting cars really quickly. So right off the bat on Benny's, you're going to find the LG RH8, which you can turn into the LG Retro Custom. This is one of the best drifting vehicles in the game, and at least the original vehicle is free, so you can get your hands on that for pretty much almost nothing. I would also say that the Karen Sultan, which you transform into the Sultan RS, is a pretty nice drifting car, and same with the Bravado Banshee. So 3 vehicles on Benny's that are pretty great right there. As far as sedans go, on the Southern San Andreas Super Auto site, the Volcar Warner is a really good bet. One vehicle that's actually not on here is the Impante Phoenix. If you were actually to grab an Impante Phoenix, it's a little harder to control, but it is one of the better drifting cars in the game, so a Phoenix would be a really good option too. I'm also a big fan of the Benefactor Schwarzer. In fact, that might be the car that we use to sort of model this drifting tutorial after today, so the Schwarzer is a pretty good bet. And then a couple vehicles from the Legendary Motorsports site. We have the Declasse Mamba, which is, it doesn't sound like it, but it is one of the better drifting cars that you could get in the game. And then also the Rapid GT, which isn't a new vehicle at all. It's not even a DLC car. It's just all the way down here on the list. There you go, the Rapid GT. That is another really good drifting vehicle that is almost perfect for what we're going to be using today. So those are a hand number of vehicles from Benny's, Legendary Motorsports, and Southern San Andreas Super Autos that you can choose for your drifting adventure. Now, once you've picked out your drifting vehicle, what you need to do next is actually customize your car. So for this example, I'm going to start us off with the Rapid GT. I feel like this is one of the better options that you could go with. Now, there's a couple things that you need to do customization-wise. Number one, that is going to be leave the spoiler off. So typically when we're customizing cars, we want the most traction possible. For this, we want the least amount of traction possible. So don't apply a spoiler there. You also want to lower your car suspension to sport, not competitive, but sport. So it's the second best from the bottom. And then the most important thing, do not put bulletproof tires on your car. If you put bulletproof tires on your car, this isn't going to work. So don't do that. It's just not what you want to do if you want to get the best drifting build. Now, as far as everything else goes, you are free to do like roll cages and colors and really anything else. You just need to make sure that you accomplish those 3 things. Now, once you've customized your car, what you need to do is bring it out of the shop, and you want to go to a well-lit area like underneath this parking garage. So for me, this is the best bet because it's actually snowing outside, which is really nice for what we're doing, but it's kind of hard to see. And then you either want to take a sniper rifle or a special carbine rifle, and you want to aim at the center part of the rim of each 4 wheels. And what you can do by doing this is dropping the vehicle 1 level or 2 levels. Now, there's a big difference here. If you drop the car only 1 level, this is kind of like beginner mode. You're still going to have a little bit of traction, so it's definitely going to be a lot easier to drift. However, you actually have the option to drop it a second time, even lower, stancing the vehicle to its lowest possible point. And if you do that, you're going to have the lowest amount of traction. Now, this will make it a little bit more challenging. If you're a beginner, just start with it lowered 1 time, and then you can move on from there. So it will take about 10 sniper rifle shots in order to lower once, or about 15 to 20 rounds from a special carbine if you're aiming straight in the center. And because you're aiming straight in the center, you're not going to be doing any damage to the wheels or the car itself. So it's not going to be smoking, the engine isn't going to break down. You're not going to see any effects of the car if you aim exactly where I'm aiming right now. Now, once you do that, you will notice your car is going to be significantly lower to the ground, and it is also going to be much more slippery and slidey. Now, when I'm recording this video, the snow is still in Grand Theft Auto Online, which is amazing for drifting. However, even when the snow goes away, you're still going to find that this is an incredibly useful tactic for drifting in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, another great thing you can do with this strategy is actually take these vehicles and use them in races. Now, the only way in which you'd be able to get the drift build of your car in a race is to have it set as a GTA race, and then you'd physically have to get out of your car and you'd have to shoot the center of the rims on each wheel. So that can be a little bit cumbersome, but I know there are specific races that are built for drifting, and they have these really cool drift courses and whatnot. So you can definitely try that out for yourself and be able to practice a whole lot easier than just on the streets of Los Santos, which is kind of what I was doing right now, where there's traffic, other players, objects, etc. So that's a great way in which you can practice and actually get a little bit better. Now, I'm certainly not the best drifter, as you can see by this video, never claimed to be one either, but some tips I can give you is just make sure you're doing everything as light as possible. Have the lightest possible touch when you're turning, when you're applying the brakes, when you're applying the accelerator, and you'll notice that you'll have not only a lot more control, but your movements will be way smoother than if you just hit a turn, go around it super fast, jerk the brakes, go incredibly fast around the bend or whatnot. You're gonna find yourself spinning out way more than you're going to be hitting that like super smooth drift into the turn. So again, go a little bit slower at first. Once you become a little bit better or have a little bit more experience as using a drifting build like this, you can go a little bit faster. Like I said, each vehicle is going to be different. We talked about a lot in this video, mostly sports cars, sports classics. Those are going to be your best drift builds. All of them perform a little bit differently. So it's going to take some time to get used to each vehicle, how they perform, and how they ultimately function as a drifting car. But anyways, that right there is the best drifting vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online, as well as some beginner tips in order to get you started. I wanted to make this video for a couple reasons. Number one, we have the snow in the game, at least for the next couple of hours, which is amazing for drifting. And number two, we've been getting a lot of great drifting cars recently. I mean, the Sylvester that just came out, the Sentinel Classic is amazing. There's going to be some more coming up soon, like the Karen 190Z. That's going to be a great drifting car. So a lot of awesome vehicles coming up soon that you can use these strategies and these tactics for. But anyways, that's all the information I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. Let me know what you think is the best drifting vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. If you did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. We like daily GTA 5 videos like this. Without the way guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.